Because of my last science day, researchers have gotten in touch with me from the top universities. I've had I've had many different proposals, but there's one that is just exceptionally fascinating that I want to present to you today. This is it's on sexual behavior and what a particular group of scientists are asking, who are on the cutting edge, is why on one level you have the male member of the species is like this, in its behavior, while at the other end, the same similar member of the species, it's like this, no movement. And it's this problem that we shall be dealing with, that I will try to take some very complicated matter and make it, and simplify it, and make it comprehensible to you, the public. In this project, we have two teams, and I'm not sure how they figured out who would be studying which area. Perhaps they flipped the coin. I'd hate to think that was the case, but they will be studying two areas of our anatomy. First of all, the brain, which differs us from the rest of the animal kingdom, and the scrotum, which places us squarely in the animal kingdom. Let me explain. The theory that these scientists are trying to get across is this type of behavior of like this and this have nothing to do with nurture and everything to do with nature. That when the sperm penetrates the egg, it starts off a chain reaction. You have the embryo, you have the blastula, even the name blastula. You have the DNA breaking up. You have chromosomes. Here's the chromosomes, and oh my God, it's backwards. But can you, does it make any difference if it's backwards, forwards, sideways, etc.? And finally, you have a male gene. And if this doesn't look like a freaking atomic bomb going off, I really don't know what. And can't things get mixed up? Can't you have part of one organ ending up or developing in another organ? And couldn't you wind up with part of the brain being literally in the pants and part of the scrotum ending up in the brain? And couldn't this have something to do with like this? I mean, look at this. I mean, the brain, we're saying the brain's in the pants, but let's be serious. The brain is in the scrotum, and it's saying to itself, boy, it's looking at women, at the opposite sex, as a minefield. And, you can get some, out of this particular model, what they're thinking is that you can get the great aesthetics in history. You can get, in the Catholic Church, you can have the Pope, and you can have the Congress of the Cardinals, and the testicle firmly embedded between the frontal lobe, which has everything to do with your reasoning, with your emotions, and with planning, and the parietal lobe, which has everything to do with orientation in space and time. I mean, these scientists might really have a point. I mean, you can explain Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky. I mean, that helped destroy what had been a very, very good presidency, Eliot Spitzer, who was, for example, uh, prosecuting crimes that he himself was committing. Uh, Silvio Berlusconi, who's become the laughing stock of Europe. Again, this is only a theory. What the scientists now need is physical evidence. And the way they'll get physical evidence is when Bill Clinton, Eliot Spitzer, Silvio Berlusconi, and other with this kind of aberrant behavior where they've, sacrificed all for like sexual peccadillos, when these people pass away. And what they shall be asking for is to, in fact, one up Einstein in not only leaving their brains, but their private parts.